Brother Sunrise, thank you, man. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you. How you feeling?
Feeling wonderful, brother. We tapped in today. We had the trap cheese session with some breath work, you know, you know. Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah.
did. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good too. I just got done. I was hitting the jump rope a little bit.
Okay.
I was hitting the jump rope a little bit, getting that heart pumping,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling, especially after today's trap cheese session as well.
Yes.
Just all growth,
Yes.
all fluidity,
All
and
flow, no force.
all flow, no force. I'm glad to be back on another live with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had to make it happen, brother. We had to make it happen, man. We got to tap in every once in a while. And when
The
we
people.
talking about all flow and no force, tell the people what your theory about the firmness and flow of the grass, the blade of grass through the
Okay.
concrete.
Okay, perfect. I will. So I was actually walking with my boxing trainer a few weeks ago, and we were just building. You know how me and you building back and forth, bouncing off of each other, ping ponging, and then we stopped. We were walking across a bridge, and we stopped, and we seen a few blades of grass sticking out of the concrete. Wasn't no other grass around, just that grass sticking out of concrete, and we came to, and and it was just beauty in that observation
Mm-hmm.
because it was leading to it had everything to do with what we were talking about, and we had came to the conclusion we got to be like the grass is firm enough, and it activates its yang, its masculine energy enough to break through
Yes.
that concrete. The
Yes.
grass broke through the concrete, hard rock, but as it's through the concrete,
Mm-hmm.
it's still in that feminine energy, that yin energy of flow. The
Flow.
wind will blow, the grass will move with the wind. The
Right.
grass doesn't have any resistance. So
Right.
it's like, and as you know, I preach this at Trap Chi a lot too. It's like it's like being firm enough to hold the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
being firm enough to persevere through
Mm-hmm.
any roadblocks in life,
Yes.
but being fluid enough to still be able to surrender with the universal flow. You feel
Come
me?
on
Because
now.
yeah, we got to. It's the perfect balance, and I'm
Yes.
seeing that
Mm-hmm.
in every aspect of life. Like I'm
Yes.
building with people online, and we're talking, and it's just the same thing. We got to be firm enough to have certain structures, but fluid enough to be able to flow with change, and
Yeah.
when the wind push you to go right, you just go right,
Mm-hmm.
and
Bro.
so that's
Yeah.
been my main focus, is just to stay firm and fluid.
Firm and fluid, brother. That reminds me so much of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is a book that really impacted my life. I'm gonna have to read through it again. But by Lao Tzu, it talks about how that which has no resistance can
Hmm.
overcome the hardest substance.
Yes.
And that which has no resistance can enter where there is no space. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
it's just flowing, all flow, no force. It's fluid, but it's firm at the same time. It's crazy.
Right.
That paradox is wonderful.
It's and another thing that's crazy is life is full of paradoxes like
Yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And a character I watch on anime, One Piece, is one of the main characters' name is Luffy.
Hmm.
He like symbolizes that firm and fluid to the most fullest extent. Like the creators of that animation have really got it down, because Luffy is the type of character to where he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to that island, and it could be as simple as I'm going to go get that fruit off that tree.
Hmm.
And that's his goal. Life throws him all kind of obstacles,
Yeah.
people penetrating through him, people going hard, people trying to stop him, sometimes even whole armies trying to stop him.
Right.
And it's like he firm enough to persevere and not fold to like
Hmm.
the challenges of life.
Yeah.
But then with that perseverance, that's when you see the creeping in of the fluidity, the flow of like the universal nudging you to go to certain directions that will still inevitably lead you to
Yes.
where you're going to go.
Yes. Yes.
And
Hmm.
it's just amazing. It's just
It is.
amazing.
It is, brother. I love that concept. That it's like hurry up and wait. it's the ability to be patient, but also persistent. You know,
Yeah.
it's like be
Yeah.
patient, but keep going. You know,
Yeah.
like don't
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Don't stop. Keep one foot in front of another. That's what my good friend too says. He's like, he's always talking about marathon mindset. Marathon mindset. He said you don't gotta run a marathon, even if you run in a marathon and you feeling like you about to die. You still gotta have that mindset to keep going. Even if you gotta stop, even if you can't run no more. He like, just walk the marathon. Foot by foot, one foot in front of the other. Just walk the marathon. It's just about it is just about persistence and moving forward. And then the surrender, I guess, would be like what forward looks like. Sometimes we have a predetermined image of what moving forward is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And sometimes when our forward, when we perceive that we're not moving forward, we would want to like slow down or stop, because life is like, you know, may make us do a 180, you know.
Yeah.
But that could still be moving forward. But I like that you mentioned the Tao, because I read a couple books about that, and it's some powerful stuff.
It is. It really is, brother. It really is, you know. It's got so many different concepts in it and so many different ways of thinking that
Yeah.
have affected me in my life to allow me to just flow, like you say, you know, to just
Yeah.
be able to just go with, you know, roll with the punches, right? You know, just
Yeah.
take things as they are. It's like if something, you know, seemingly negative happens, it's like the way that you perceive it can change the whole thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it can really change it. It's almost like my friend was talking about this as well, that Alan Watts talked about the backwards law, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was chopping it up with a friend about the backwards law. So the backwards law is um, wanting or craving, like wanting a positive experience can be a negative experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but accepting a negative experience is a positive experience, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
the backwards law. It's like when you're able to, like you talk all the time in our trap chi classes about yin and yang energy, the masculine and the feminine. The
Yeah.
masculine, as I know it, the masculine energy is the manifestation, but the
Mm-hmm.
feminine energy, that yin energy, is the allowance, to
The
allow.
allow.
So
Yeah.
the way you get to the manifestation is by allowing, right?
Exactly. It is, and you know, the crazy, not the craziest thing, but it's even like a aha moment, or like an epiphany type moment
Mm-hmm.
when you experience it in your own life, you know,
Yeah.
because I've been experiencing a lot of these moments like that lately, because I've been doing a lot of surrendering. And so it's like, just for example, so I had I have this board on my wall.
Yeah.
It's a black board. Well, it's not on my wall anymore. I removed it, but it's a black board, and I call it the manifestation portal. And so
Mm-hmm.
I put sticky notes of like what I want. Like one of them was like, right now that's hanging up is like website. I want to manifest the Sunrise the Divine website, which is easy. So I put things like this on my sticky note. And so when I very first put this on the board, put a lot of things on the board. I probably put about 12 things on the board about a couple months ago. And this is when I was working really hard, a lot of Uber, 10 to 12 hours a day, still massaging, just working really hard, because I'm like you said, when you desire something so bad, I'm like trying to get these manifestations so bad. I'm like working 12 hours, still ending up with the same amount of money I did when I was working 2 hours, and so confused and just trying so hard. But then as soon as like this Corona stuff happened and this quarantine, you know, it put a lot of people on standstill. It put me on standstill with a lot of like my regular jobs. And as soon as I just took that deep breath and was like, okay, well, you know what? It's okay. You know what? They're going to come when they're going to come.
Right.
Literally within like a week, I knocked like 6 things off the board. It's like bow, 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 bow. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It's almost like overwhelming. The universe is like, okay, because it's like the vibration
Yeah.
like the surrender
Hmm.
is the vibration of abundance and already having,
Yes.
and the trying, the
Yeah.
hard trying, the strong attempts is like, I, like you said, I need it. It's almost like a
Right.
negative experience trying so
Hmm.
hard to get that positive experience.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Yeah. It's like literally every time we say I need something, we could replace the word need with lack,
mm,
right?
yeah,
Whatever you say, like I need this or I need that, you're basically just telling, the universe, like, I lack this, right?
yeah,
And the
yeah,
universe is impartial. It's as impartial as a mirror.
right,
You smile into the mirror smiles back. You frown into the mirror frowns back. So it's
right,
literally just gonna give you what you are, what you're radiating.
right.
So it's not judging you off of good or bad or anything like that. It's just whatever you're projecting is what's coming back, you
And it's
know?
putting, it's bouncing it right back to you. It's
Yeah.
like, you're right. I I was watching a video this week and they were saying that about the same thing about people trying to be something.
Hmm.
So it's like a lot of times when we start this process of deeper self-awareness and transforming our lives from doing certain things to other things that we perceive as good or bad,
Yeah.
we start to be like, I know personally, when I first was going deeper in my journey, I'm like, I want to be this and I want to be that and I'm going to be this type of person. I'm seeing people who I look up to. I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that.
Mm.
And I was watching a video and they were saying, like, you already, once you have the intent, you already are. You
Yeah.
just got to be in a state of allowing
Yes.
and surrendering.
Yes.
And also surrendering is also a state of listening. You know
Mm.
what I mean? So you
Talk
have to
about
be
it.
in the state of surrendering while this unfolds. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Every day, if you're like, I want to be this, I want to be that, it's like the same thing as, it's almost the same thing as I need. You know what I mean? It's like you say, you can replace it with lack. You're putting out to the universe, like, right now, I am not this.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to be. And
Hmm.
it's like, as soon as you have the intention, you're great. You're already good. I tell a lot of people that too, because people hit me up a lot about meditation and they're just like, and they say the same things and they're just like, I want to be so great at meditating. I'm like, you already are. You don't even have to try.
Right.
Just don't judge yourself. You know what I mean? Because that I want to be is almost like a judgment of
Yeah.
self.
And that's a form of resistance too. Yeah.
That's a big form of resistance.
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what I noticed about this firm and fluidity?
What?
A lot of it is balance too,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to be too yang, too
Hmm.
effort, trying too hard, and you
Hmm.
don't want to be too yin, being docile
Right.
and like just thinking somebody's going to do your work for you. You know what I mean? So what I've been experiencing is finding that inner balance, because I find that the universe kind of meets you halfway. It's like I have a vision of building a greenhouse, so to
Hmm.
say, hypothetically. And it's like the universe may just drop you the money to
Hmm.
build, may just give you the money and or the resources to build the greenhouse, but it's not going to actually build the greenhouse for you. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, that's just what I've been feeling about, like, manifesting and like evolving lately. It's like
Yeah.
finding a balance and knowing when to be more in the surrender and knowing when to take a couple steps and be
Yeah.
persistent with your actions.
That knowing. I feel like that comes with your awareness,
Mm-hmm.
And tell us that story of that manifestation story. It was so powerful where you were in that
Ooh.
space of allowing, and it was I think you were doing something with the community. You were
Oh,
meeting folks, and then you manifest. Tell us that story.
I got you. I got you. This is like straight out of a book. Like this this is like a nursery rhyme you tell the people to get them to understand how manifestation happens, and it just happens. So this Sunday
Hmm.
I did my first, I'll call it community feed. I didn't put a name on it, but let's just say community feed, where I took some money that I came up on and I took a percentage of it, bought some food, and fed the community. But let's go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
So I Sunday went to Food for Less, went to go get some food. My plan was to set up, go out to the park and feed houseless and people who are not houseless, just the community, you know. Went to Food for Less. I probably estimated like, oh, I need a couple things. I'm like, oh, I'll spend like 30 or 40, you know, it's no big deal. Went to Food for Less, ended up getting all of the things on my list, go to the checkout aisle, and it ends up being like $100.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't plan to spend $100, but once I seen it was $100, I was like, no big deal. I didn't think twice of it. I didn't
Right.
think about it. I was just like, this is for the community. I came up, the stimulus just hit. I just got 1,200 out of thin air. I'm like, it's nothing to give back to the community, and it's back to that abundant mindset. Like, am I going to feel lack energy over this $100, or am I going to feel like this is nothing and have abundance energy?
Right.
So I'm like, didn't think nothing. I didn't even have that. You know, sometimes when you get to the end of the checkout and it's like, for real? Like, hold on, let me put the cabbage back. You know what I mean? Didn't have none of that. Swipe the card. Fast forward, I'm at the park. Cooked the food already. I'm at the park giving the food away. Families coming to get the food. People's come and get sides. So this guy came and got the food. Came back. I told him to come back if he needs some seconds, because I just had a lot of food.
Yeah.
And he came back. I'm like, what's up, family? You need seconds? He's like, do you have a place to receive online money? And at first I was like, oh, that's nice. But then I told him, like, no, bro. No, I'm not doing this for the money. I don't have no tip jars out here. I'm not like fake giving back. I don't got no cameras. I'm not doing this for like none of that. I'm literally just giving out, just giving, because this is what I felt called to do.
Yeah.
And he kept insisting. He's like, yo, please, I've been wanting to give away some money for a couple days now. I've been holding out for some reason, but I know I got to give you this money. And I'm like, all right, okay. I'm only going to say no to I'm like, fine then, bro. You want to give me money? Okay.
Yeah, you
and
allowed.
So I give him
you
a
allowed.
PayPal, and he's like, okay. I give him the PayPal, and he sends me $100, and I'm like, oh my goodness!
It was
like,
all covered. Yeah.
It was, it was all covered. I told him, like, bro, you just literally supported the community.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, fam, I'm supporting you in your heart. And I'm like, oh, that's balance. And that was just so, like, it was just such a moment that I won't forget.
Yeah.
Because it was balance in its most, like, it was extreme balance. I literally spent $100 that morning at Food for Less, or that rising, and I got that $100 right back. Didn't ask for it.
You had no expectations, right? You weren't
expectations.
You weren't thinking like, I'm put this out, like, I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to re-up. Nah, it just came right back. It
came right back within a couple hours.
Yeah.
And that's just symbolic how no resistance will get you. What no resistance will get you, because that's probably one of the first times, other than a couple years ago when I was extremely balling. But this past 2 years the universe has been putting me through a lot of tests financially. So that was probably the first time in a couple years that I spent $100 without planning it, without thinking about it. You know what I mean? I didn't, no resistance. Like you said, I wasn't like, yo, I hope I can make this money back. I hope people donate to me. No. It was, I didn't even think about it until he gave me that 100. And when he gave me that was the next time I thought about it. I was like, wow, that's pure balance. Like,
yes.
And then on top of that, I got paid with love. Because you can feel the love people give you as they're getting plates. People are like, yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. People coming up, just you can feel that love, and that's payment enough. You know what I mean? And I think you said it the other day.
What?
When you actually give, you already receive. Didn't you say something like that?
Yes. so it's one of the most wonderful concepts that I can think of is like when you have your hand out to give,
Mm-hmm.
ironically, you're in the same position to receive.
Mm.
So giving is receiving. The two are, I don't see them as different anymore. You
Mm.
know, I see giving as receiving. Like
Mm.
the giver is blessing the person who's receiving, and the receiver is also blessing the person who's giving. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They're blessing each other. Allowing somebody to give you something is also a blessing. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
there's people that, like that gentleman who was waiting to give somebody something. Like he felt it on his heart. He needed to give. And by you allowing, if you were to resist it and be like, no, no, it's okay, you don't have to, like, I'm good, that would have been you blocking your blessing and also
Mm-hmm.
you blocking him from giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it's allowing the water to flow, being a channel, a conduit. Like as you receive, you also give. As you give, you also receive. So it's just it keeps going, you know.
It's and
Yeah.
it's then that's pure abundance vibrations. You know what I mean? That's pure abundance vibrations, and not even just abundance. Like when I say abundance, I don't just mean like money. I mean like abundance in a sense of energetic love, feeling
Yeah.
like you feel fulfilled, feeling
Hmm.
like your resources are met, feeling like you're supported, whether that be via friends or guardian angels. I
Yeah.
mean, like all of this is pure abundance
Abundant.
energy.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think it also has to go hand in hand with observation.
Mm.
Um, being the observer, being the observer of life, because it's like this is me. That what happened Sunday was like a lesson for my spirit.
Hmm.
So like through experience, I observed how not having resistance around money can get it right back to you.
Yes.
And so it's like being the observer also help you understand and integrate these downloads, because you know it has to install in you. Like before you truly get it, we can say like, oh yeah, I'm in an abundance mindset, I don't have resistance, you know what I mean? But until you like experience things and you start to put forth that energy,
Yeah.
you won't really deeply understand the vibration
Right.
of giving and receiving. Because I felt like Sunday, I felt like I got a deeper understanding of the vibration of giving. Like you know how they say like kind of like how they say like the Buddha or Jesus Christ was, and how like you hear stories about um them just being so generous
Yeah.
and I don't even know if you can call it generous, because it's just the vibration of uh uh ultimate giving and almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is you
Yeah.
understand you feel the vibration at a different level as you observe yourself, as you allow yourself to be the receiver, be the giver. It's like the energy is a lot deeper than any type of book you can read, and any type of, even our conversation is deep. It's like I feel powerful energy, but like when you experience things like that, it's just a whole nother level. It brings you that glow, that
Yeah.
Jerome glow.
Austin over here, Rob Bliss, he said service. Yes.
Mm,
Service. Selfless and selfish is
mm,
one and the same. Instant karma. I love
mm.
how Lisa Lotus is on the chat, man. Lisa Lotus, manifest your reality. Shout out to Lisa.
Right.
We was doing the Lisa Lotus today in Trap Chi.
We was doing the Lisa Lotus and Trap Chi
Shout,
today.
shout out to Trey Vision. Shout out to, man. Thank y'all for joining, brother. Oh, Brian Lee, shout out. 13.
Yep. Shout out.
Shout out Johnny Mack. He was in Trap Chi today.
He was.
Shout out to Johnny Mack. Yeah, so
Oh,
they'll
Trey
be
Vision, that's the family I met in Taos, New Mexico. Meow
okay.
Cat. Trey Vision is a great family. We met at a beautiful festival in Taos, New Mexico. Shout out Trey.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So there are so many stories, you know, there's so many times that I can recall in my life, more than I can count on both hands, both feet, like that this manifestation happened when I allowed, when I just
Mhm.
let go, when I released all expectations, you know, and letting go in a, is like so powerful. It's almost like a skill that can be learned. Like when I started small, I started letting small things go, and then it was like it graduated to bigger things I can let go. What else can I let go? And now it's fun. Now, like I've
Mhm.
gotten to the point where I'm having fun just releasing, letting things go that don't serve me or that I no longer need. Right?
Right.
That, I'm not even using the book, the 80-20 rule, the 80-20 principle. That
Mhm.
book really changed my whole life when it came to letting things go. And every
Mhm.
time I've let something go, you know, whether it be physical, emotional, but it's all energetic, you know, the energy, letting that
Mm.
energy go, that stagnant energy. Like Bruce Lee has two quotes that I love. One of them is that of like running water or like a flowing river will never grow stale, right? It'll never grow stagnant. Energy wants to move. So
Mhm.
the emotions even are energy in motion. They want to move. So we have to, you know, allow that to move. But then
Right.
also, you know, he has another quote, Bruce Lee, legendary, that it's like, it's not about the daily addition, but it's the
Mhm.
daily subtraction,
Mhm.
the taking away, the eliminating of the non-essential, you know, things in your life. And I'm telling you, like, I've expressed this to all my friends and family, like, just try it. Just try,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
try letting something go. Something just, you know, just the weight, the baggage, like just try releasing that and see what comes back, you know?
Absolutely. That's man, talk about let go. I've been through so many waves of letting go. Like when I like in 2016 when I first started really learning about the concept of letting go, I
Mm-hmm.
went nuts. I was like I let go of my apartment. I let go of everything in the I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need none of this. Let it all go. And I was literally living in my car and doing all of this stuff and surrendering. And the universe put me through some unbelievable things and it really made me understand about how letting go can really serve you emotionally, energetically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Another example is like a couple years ago, I was really going back and forth with my mom. This is when I first went plant based,
Okay.
and I'm going back and forth with my mom. Like, Mom, I'm trying to force. I'm like, you
Mm-hmm.
need to let go of the ground beef, the burgers, the steak, the T-bones. You need to let it go. I
Mm-hmm.
found out it's not good for you. Blah blah blah. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing this. I'm better. Da, da, da. She like, she's giving me. She's mirroring my energy. She like, I'm not letting go of nothing. Da, 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 da. I'm like, Mom, come on, we going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had decided, like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with my mom like that. I gotta
Right.
show more respect just because I believe that it. You know what? It's perfectly okay. I'm not gonna mention it no more. That's not even right. That's I'm her son. Let me show her, give her some respect,
Yeah.
and not go back and forth and try to force my way of life on her.
Right.
A year later, she's hitting me up like, "Yo, I'm not eating meat no more. I'm definitely like, I don't want it." She's like going hard, like, I don't want this meat. I found out, and I'm like,
Wow.
oh my goodness. We went at it for months, going back and forth. I'm trying to force her
Right.
to adapt this change,
Right.
and as soon as I energetically let go,
Mm-hmm.
it's like within a little bit of time, she's hitting me back.
Yeah.
Like, what is that you eating? What are you doing? What do
Right.
you buy at the grocery store now? Because I'm letting this go. And I think that would serve a lot of people too. A lot
Yeah.
of people, because I know a lot of people have relationships with people, and we
Yeah.
have certain expectations of either our partners or our friends or our family. And the letting go, like you said, it applies energetically as
Yeah.
well. Not even with materials. It apply. You have to allow people to be on their path. you
Yes.
know?
Yes. And that's beautiful, because everyone is on their own individual path, their own journey. And just like just now, Rob Bliss, 95 down there, Austin just said, same thing here. My mom went vegan when I stopped pushing. When he stopped pushing, brother.
Yeah,
So,
that's what it is. You can't force it. You cannot force energy. You can try, but then that puts out a
yeah,
resistance.
that's a whole
Resistance.
nother energy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
is a and then it's tough. You don't want to be arguing with your loved ones and all that over something like that. I was watching um a video the other day and it was saying like why do you have to debate with people? Like why do you because as this like quarantine stuff is happening and all of this is happening, there's a lot of perspectives. There's a lot of perspectives and there's a lot of different sides. There's a lot of back and forth. And I've engaged in a lot of that myself. I've engaged in a lot of debating back and forth with friends, family, blah, blah, blah. But
Hmm.
this video was like, what makes you think that they're not on path? And what makes you think that them believing their own truth is better or worse than them believing your truth?
Mm.
Why do you have an attachment
Hmm.
that you want them to believe your truth?
Hmm.
Everybody's truth is true to them.
Right.
So why can't you release and just allow them to be? We don't know their journey. You don't
Right.
know where they're supposed to be.
Right.
Their consciousness and their higher self is at that place for a reason.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why do you hold on to the fact that you want to, like, who are you trying to, like, quote unquote save, or who do you perceive that you're going to save
Hmm.
by um by trying to force them to believe or get on your same
Hmm.
thought process? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's I had to even let go then. You feel
Yeah.
me? That's another form of letting go,
Right.
because we keep learning the same lessons.
Hmm.
I'm talking, and my girl tell my queen tell me too. I'm like, baby, I'm over here talking to so and so, and I can't believe they said that this and this. All they got to do is just research and da da da. And she's like, but look at the energy you putting out right now. Like that's not unconditional love. Why don't you accept where they're at
Hmm.
right now? And I'm like,
Take that deep breath. Deep
deep
breath.
breath.
Deep breath, brother. I love real quick. Austin just said something that was awesome. He said, "Resistance makes stronger." That definitely reminds me of the quote, "Whatever you resist persists." You know what I
Mm.
mean? Whatever you resist persists. It keeps going. So resistance definitely makes stronger. Uh, Miss Kamali, shout out to Miss Kamali. Wish I could pronounce that for the animals slash planet. Shout out to you. Yeah, I definitely just watched a documentary last night for the second time. It's called Earthlings.
Mm-hmm.
Earthlings.
Mm-hmm.
It's a documentary. It's narrated by Joaquin Phoenix, same guy
Yeah.
who did the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's called Earthlings, the documentary. You'll find it on YouTube. Yeah, the first time I watched it, like I had to force myself to watch it. I teared up. I had already stopped eating meat, but
Yeah.
I watched this movie because there's different reasons. There's
Yeah.
some people do things for health reasons, some people do things for the environment, but some people do things for morality's sake.
Yeah.
This movie took to a whole new level. So I'll just put that, just plug. It's called
What's it
Earthling.
called? Earthlings?
Earthlings. Earthlings. It's a documentary. It's on YouTube. You'll just type in Earthlings documentary. It'll change your life if you've never seen it. And it
Mm.
really opens you up to things that are hidden from view, that people aren't
Mm-hmm.
shown. These things that, like, there's all sorts of hidden cameras that, like, just reveal things that we haven't seen and stuff like that. And it just really paints a picture of, of what goes on behind closed doors. And so
Yeah.
Rob Austin said the Tao Te Ching teaches to accept all that is. Everything is perfect the way it is. This is the hardest to put in practice, but so true. Everyone's truth is different. Wonderful.
That
Wonderful.
is
So yeah,
powerful.
everyone is, they're living their truth. Your reality is not someone else's reality. It's
Mm-mm.
like our mentality creates our reality. So
Mm-hmm.
the way you think, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So you could be living with somebody. You could have a roommate and you're living in two completely separate realities. You know,
Mm-hmm.
somebody, you could look at somebody like he's in his own world, right? She's in her own world, you know?
Right,
And
right.
they literally are, like, energetically, like they're in their own dimension. They're in their own reality because of the way that they're thinking, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really like that 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 everything is, what do you say? Everything is perfect the way it is. That that helps me. That's like something that's like a mantra I say throughout my daily life, because you know we I feel like the goal is to expand having these understandings throughout your whole day.
Mm.
So it's like, but you know, throughout the day, life hits you. You know, sometimes you bobbing and weaving, you might get hit with an uppercut of life. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I like to keep that mantra, like, okay, everything is perfect. You know what I mean? Like everything is happening the way it is.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect. I say that all the time, especially when you face like quote unquote obstacles. You know,
Right.
you lose your wallet. You're
Right.
like, okay, I just lost my debit card, my ID. We got to go through that hoop, but it's the way it is. It's perfect. I was meant, you know. And then when you start to I feel like also the universe throws you these quote unquote obstacles to see if you can maintain your vibration of balance. You know what I mean? To see if
Mm-hmm.
you can maintain. And sometimes it don't even got to be big. Like the other day,
Uh-huh.
I was just walking and then I stubbed my toe out of nowhere. I don't know how I stubbed my toe. I didn't even think it was anywhere else to stub my toe. And I'm like, immediately I wanted to just get frustrated. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was just like, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. We gravy. And I feel like once you start to maintain an inner balance when through the adversity,
Yes.
that's when life becomes even more beautiful. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
That's when
Yeah.
life becomes even more beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, you just lost $100. You just lost your $50 bill.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that maintain.
Yeah.
Observe what's happening.
Right.
Maybe you're supposed to be in the moment. Maybe that was a sign that you weren't in the moment. Maybe, you know. But I feel like when you maintain this vibration through the adversity,
Through
you
the
really start to
mm.
see life, the beauty of life. You
Yeah.
know.
Man, brother, speak on it, man, because brother, it's like when you don't allow things to sway your state of being, to get you
Mm-hmm.
thrown off course, you know, it's wow, wow. Yes, it's like the setbacks in the way, they're not in the way, they're on the way, right?
Mm-hmm. They're
Failure
on the
isn't
way.
in the way, it's on the way. The obstacle on the path becomes the way. It becomes, it's still on the path, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, who are we to say that something that we perceive as negative in our life, who are we to say we weren't supposed to go through that for our development, right? For our
Mm-hmm.
spiritual development, or our
Mm-hmm.
our development. Like, if you think in these things, like, all things lead to my success, happiness, and wealth. All things.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, all
All things.
scenarios. It's like your test could turn out to be a testimony for someone else who needs it. You know, your mess
Exactly.
in your life could be a message for someone later on down the road who needed that, right?
Oh my
They need.
gosh. That's so powerful. I was just having this conversation with my great friend Laura yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and I literally was saying that same thing. It's like sometimes we question, like, why am I going through this? Why
Right,
am I going through
right,
this?
right.
We start to question, look up, look in, trying to point the finger. And then I was telling her yesterday, like, sometimes you just go through things so that way in the future you might meet somebody who went through that same thing and you've already overcome it.
Yeah.
And now when you're trying to either ease their pain or give them advice, they can understand more on the energetic level because y'all both had that experience. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes your experiences aren't for you.
Right.
Sometimes your experience like are for other people to
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Like it's wild,
And
but it's
yeah.
beautiful.
And we would never know that too. You know, it's like, I think Steve Jobs even said, you can't we can't connect the dots looking forward, right? We can only
Mm-mm.
connect them looking back. In hindsight,
Mm-hmm.
you always have perfect vision. Hindsight is 20.
Mm-hmm.
So looking back, I can say, oh wow, like now I know why I went through this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this was preparing me for this. You know,
Right.
like everything that I've done up until now prepared me for this moment. The time
Right.
that we're living in now, where people are, you know, told to stay indoors and all the stuff that's going on. We already know about everything that's been going on. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like last year I was being prepared for this, and I didn't even know it. You know, but when I was going through it, I could have perceived my situation as negative, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but because I allowed, because I let things be, it flowed, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
That's that, and most of the time that's how it go. I can I just want to bring it back. I'm here. I'm back. My bad. I just want to bring it back
good.
to my comparison with anime,
Okay.
because like I'm telling you, like I'll be watching anime and I'll be getting spiritual downloads. So like the character, they'll be like on a mission, right? And things will be looking all bad. They ship got the say so. Like I said, the anime I'm watching now is One Piece. They're pirates, whatever. So they're like sailing to different islands, and the main character has that everything is for my greater good personality. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So they'll be like on a mission on an island, trying to finish their mission. Say they're just trying. Say even they're trying to get off the island. Their
Yeah.
ship exploded. They're getting chased by like gas that will instantly kill you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. They have no foresight of how they're going to get off the island or whatever. And and the main character is just like, let's keep going. We got to keep going. We're good. We're straight. And then his crewmates, that they almost symbolize like your emotions and your thought patterns,
Uh-huh.
because some of his crewmates will be like, what do you mean? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? What do we? Our ship got destroyed. How are we
They're
going to
not
get off the
they're
island?
not
How are we going to
trusting.
go?
They don't have
Yeah,
faith.
they don't all have faith, and he's just like, keep running. We're gonna go straight. I don't know. We just gonna go straight. The gas is chasing us. If we get caught in the gas, it'll kill us. And then lo and behold, the gas is pushing them. The way they're running is running them off to a brand new ship. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they end up the place they run, the place they're trying to escape. Then boom, there's just a power. There's just a ship right there, and it's like he shows that ultimate surrender, that ultimate trust in the process, and it's like that's what I feel like we are developing towards, that ultimate trust in the process. You know, we may not know what's happening. We gotta know what's going to happen? Do we have to know? But I think if we just know that the process is for us, the
Mm-hmm.
process is working towards our greater good,
Yes.
inevitably, like you said, we can't connect the dots forward. We'll see how the process was for our greater good.
Yeah. 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 It's just, yeah, for me it just links all back to non-judgment, you know? When you are able
Mm-hmm.
to stay in a space of not judging anything as like, you know what I mean? Like when you can
Mm.
stay in that space of non-judgment, and that's tricky to do, it's tough. But if you can and just say, okay, this happened, and you know, I could think that this was a bad thing, but I'm not gonna judge it. You know, this happened. I
Right.
could think that this was a really good thing, but I'm not gonna judge it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So so you know, it's the same thing with people. When people come at you in certain ways, it's like they call the two imposters. The two
Yeah.
imposters are criticism and praise,
Mm.
right? The two
Mm.
imposters. So if you are able to stay in the middle and center
Yeah.
yourself with non-judgment, if people
Right.
criticize you, it's okay. It's cool. You know, it's cool. But if people
Right.
praise you, it's all right. It's cool. You
Right.
know? Don't get big-headed for praise and don't get small for criticism. You know, stay in non-judgment. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. My meditation, one of my meditation teachers, when I did the Vipassana experience, he said it like this. He said, people come to you with gifts all the time. And he's symbolizing the gifts with like emotions, or like you said, or how they can come at you any type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's up to you if you want to accept those gifts or not. but all of it is a gift because it translates into a lesson. So he's like, somebody coming to you with anger, frustration, insults. He's like, that's just not a gift. I don't want to accept that gift.
I don't accept
Thank
that
you
gift.
for offering, but I don't want to accept that gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to accept it. I
Yeah.
appreciate you,
Yeah.
but you can keep that gift.
Yeah, yeah. It's the thought that counts. You know,
Right.
yeah. Thank you.
and yeah, and
But
so
thank
I
you for
always like
keeping
to
me
keep
in
it
mind,
real.
but I don't accept that gift.
Right. It's powerful. And then,
Yeah.
like you said, it's easier said than done, but
Mm-hmm.
just with the intent, you keep trying, you keep pushing forward, staying in a state of observation.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much more beautiful life gets. And I've been practicing that too, because sometimes another mantra I like to say is slow to react, because sometimes I react really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes people will, if people do say something quick, I'm like, and you know what I mean? Like, the fuck? Like, what in the hell? And I've been practicing that. Okay, you know what? I don't want that gift, because if I react in that that frustration, if I match their energy, I
Right.
just took their gift and embodied it, and now we both
Right.
over here, both over here in that same vibration. Or even sometimes people just need to release vibrations themselves, and sometimes we take their vibration, and then you'll walk away from the conversation with the vibration, and then they'll walk away cool, they'll walk away
Right.
peaceful, because they just like kind of like you just took it from them, you just absorbed it. It's like you took that gift. And so I've been practicing that slow to react. Slow to react. Somebody says something even via text that might trigger you, and so I go back to that. Okay, let me breathe. Okay, now let me react a little slower, and that served me so much.
Yeah, Lisa just said emotional poison. Ooh, emotional poison. She said that reminds me. It's like when they say holding a grudge against another person. When you hold a grudge against someone, it's like ingesting poison and waiting for the other person to die.
That
is.
I mean? It's powerful.
It doesn't harm them, to be angry. It doesn't harm them. It only harms you,
You're holding that vibration inside of your own energy field.
Right. And and Dr. Wayne Dyer, he talked about that too. It's like nobody ever died from a snake bite, he said. He said snakes bite, right? That's what they do. But he said what kills you is the venom that that sits inside the body, right? The venom that seeps into the body. So if somebody bites you, it's okay, but you don't have to allow that venom, that poison, to remain inside you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. And you see that on a lot of TV shows. They put that message out on a lot of TV shows, that like you'll usually see like the antagonist holding a grudge so strong, but that grudge is usually the thing that takes them down or destroys their motive or their plan, is that harboring that energy. I just recently officially let go of some energy that I was holding towards some people, and it's just the most amazing thing. Like, and the thing is, you got to be real with yourself when you're doing it, because you could be like, yeah, we're good, we're cool, I'm cool, but the energy don't lie, and you're the one that's going to feel it. You know,
you could still be
so
harboring
you got to be
something.
real.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
You got to be real. I'm like, okay, Sunrise, I'm preaching love and light every day, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I wish this motherfucker would trip down the stairs. Why? Why you got that energy? Why you got that energy? He living.
Right.
He cool.
Right.
He drinking some good water right now. It's you that's over here twiddling your thumbs, your eyebrows arched. You know what I mean? It's like, no.
And that's so pointed what you just said there. You nailed that one, because that really reminds me. It's like what we wish for others, we wish for ourselves. Because we are reflections. We really are reflections. So when you wish somebody you know, like you said, if you wish somebody to fall down the stairs, you're really just wishing that upon yourself. You know, that's
Exactly.
the energy is coming back. But when you flip it for the positive, uh, when you wish success on somebody, you know, when you wish somebody to make it, to succeed, like when you celebrate other success, you know, you wish that
Hmm.
energy upon yourself. You when you're grateful for other success, when you congratulate people and celebrate with them, when you lift others up, you are also lifted, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, that energy, it just keeps coming back your way, you know. So I just go
right.
out of my way to celebrate people, you know, to let them know like, wow, great job, you know, you did it. And I just
Yeah,
find my energy just gets lifted when I lift others, you know.
it's so true, and that goes to the unity consciousness, as you
Yeah.
said. When you uplift, because we're all one. We're all energy from the same source. So it's like that's so true. When you're uplifting somebody, you're uplifting yourself. That's why I did this community feedback too, because it's like it's for me, but it's for people. It's for the people. It's for the community. But simultaneously, the community is me. I am the community.
Yeah.
How could I ever go?
Yeah. Yeah.
How could I ever go wrong? How could
Right.
it's never a loss. It's
Right.
never a loss.
Right.
How could I go wrong? Uplifting the community is literally uplifting myself because
Yeah.
we're the same source
We're
energy,
the same. We're the same.
expressing itself in different ways.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
sometimes certain expressions may not approve of other expressions, but we're still the same energy source. We still are, and physically, our bodies are still made from the same elements of Earth. They may be rearranged different. We may look a little different, but we still got them same chemical compounds of this Earth. We're still all connected, you know,
Now
and I see that growing.
we got a question real quick from African Sunrise. Just want to answer this before Instagram cuts us off.